Your game is flatlining. The players are zoning out and the tension is gone. You're 3 hours in and nothing's really happened. This isn't a prep problem. This isn't a pacing problem. It isn't even a bad session. We are past all of that. It's a flatline. And when that happens, you need a crash cart. You need to shock the game back to life. And that's what this is. This is your break glass moment. This is your emergency shock encounter. I'm gonna teach you how to build one in 5 minutes and detonate it in 30 seconds. Why shock encounters work is, well, let's just be blunt. Sometimes when the table flatlines, it's because the game stopped demanding anything from the players. It got optional. Shock encounters work because they rupture the pattern. Suddenly you're not asking what they want to do, you are showing what's happening to them. It flips the game from passive to reactive in one move. And momentum doesn't need elegance, it needs motion, and shock encounters force motion. You don't hint at these, you don't roll for these. You watch for the moment, and then you strike. When is it time to break the glass? Well, you'll know it's time when the players are only reacting with sarcasm or silence. They've stopped planning, or perhaps are only planning. You're halfway through a session and nothing real has happened. And everyone's sort of waiting for the story to arrive instead of chasing and building the story. That's when you break the glass. You don't narrate another soft clue and hope they'll get it. You slam the table with disruption. Let's talk about the anatomy of a shock encounter. So a good shock encounter has 3 ingredients. Immediate threat, someone bursts through the door, something drags someone underground, something explodes mid-sentence. No buildup, no checks, no foreshadowing, it just happens. Unclear stakes also. Is this a fight they can win? Is this an ambush or just a message? Should they run? Should they stay? Should they fight? Should they flee? Uncertainty creates agency. If they know they can win, it's a chore. If they don't know, it's a thrill. And the third one is irreversible change. The party loses something. The town might burn down. A secret could be spilled mid-fight. Shock encounters don't just interrupt the game, they scar the game. There's tools for your shock encounter kit. And think of this as a pattern, not a trope, not random encounters, precision strikes. You have the ambush. When things feel too safe, you drop the ambush. An assassin leaps from the rafters wearing the crest of a trusted ally. Or maybe a rival party steps out of the shadows and demands their map. The point isn't bandits attack. The point is betrayal, disruption, and rupture. Now there's the consequence, number 2. When they've left threads dangling or debts unpaid, make those come due. The Baron they humiliated 3 sessions ago post their faces on a wanted poster, and bounty hunters drag it across the tavern table. A cult they ignored during downtime finally performs the ritual, and the dungeon literally wakes beneath their feet. The shopkeeper they stiffed on payment shutters his door. The rival NPC they mock now stands at the head of the militia, and his soldiers are holding torches outside the party safe house. The smuggler they trusted sells them out, and the guards storm in mid-conversation. This isn't punishment, it's fallout. This is the past that just caught up with them. And then you have the wrong target scenario. When the table feels too main character focused, remind them the world turns without them. A sniper bolt or arrow kills an NPC with whom they were negotiating. 2 assassins duel in the alley and the party just happens to be in the crossfire. They are not the target, but they're in the blast radius. And another is the emotional bomb. Not every shock encounter is violence. Some are emotional wrecking balls. A long-lost friend arrives in town, chained and screaming from betrayal. A crowd gathers as a child names one of your characters, one of your players, as a killer. The villain calls off the fight, drops to one knee, and proposes marriage. I've said this before. It's silly. And this is for the role players, coasting at your table. Hand them their moment. This is their moment. And regarding enhancement, use sensory hooks. Give it a smell, a taste, a metallic taste, a sudden cold draft, a warm draft. Make it loud. Not loud, but make it feel explosive. Make it unfair, not random, cruel, but true to the world. So use this formula. Tape this to your DM screen. When the players are doing X, Y appears and does Z. While they're laughing over drinks, a flaming horse smashes through the door and kicks the innkeeper's head clean off. While they're planning their next move, a rival party bursts in and throws a severed head on the table. While they're sneaking through quiet ruins, a skeletal hand shoots out of the ground and drags one of the characters under. While the wizard, flipping through her spell book, the pages ignite in her hands. While they're escorting a rescued prisoner, his skin splits open and a cultist emerges laughing. Notice that every Z is irreversible. The rupture costs something. How to run. Once it detonates, you don't slow down. You don't let them stop to investigate the scream. You let them hear it, and then they feel the heat from the fire. Let them see the blade at the mare's throat. You can use initiative if needed, or just go player by player, but don't wait. Force reactions. And of course, if anybody's wondering, this is how we do our chicken. So this is my Lang 84, and just lay this salt, pepper, garlic blend on it. Beautiful, beautiful. And whatever happens, let it stand. If they flee, the villain escapes. If they win, something still burns. If they ignore it, let it get worse. The shock encounters work because they cost something. Some dungeon masters think this is unfair, like you're stealing their agency. But what's more unfair, surprising your players with a fight or dragging them through 2 hours of boredom because you were too scared to rupture the pattern? This doesn't take away their agency, this demands their agency. You're not controlling the game, you're just reigniting the game. So next time your session flatlines, don't sigh, don't apologize, don't flip through your notes and drop some other casual clue that they aren't going to follow. Break the glass, drop the threat, shake the table, and let that story charge right at them. That's momentum, and that's the night they'll be talking about years from now. My name is Rick, this is Save vs. BS. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in the dark.